Morning. It's Saturday, November 30th, 2024. I'm Larissa. My video diary. My fat girl diary. It's time to drink from skulls. Oh my god. Oh, so yesterday, I had like one person come in. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if things are like ever going to go back to normal, or I don't know if normal is even the right word. Like, oh, it's so hard to like feel in any kind of holiday spirit, isn't it? It really is. It really is. I don't know. So yesterday, I got a really great insult. Mhm. Yeah, and I'm kind of excited about it because it kind of helps me out. Like, so it's funny. Um, I post my oh, I'm looking outside, and there's this tree out there. I'm gonna have to go look at it. It's got knobs all over it, and that's like a fungal infection. I didn't notice. Well, it doesn't happen overnight. It's been taking some time, but I'll have to go look at that. I think that means that tree's sick. It's got warts all over it. Anyway, what I was saying, got a great insult. Like, I don't know. Like people here on YouTube, I get weird comments all the time telling me things like there's a whole bunch of comments like, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're this, you're that." It's just like, ew. Like, they're patronizing to me because I'm not an exceptionally good-looking woman, and I never have been. And now I'm fat and middle-aged, and it's just like it's just kind of like I kind of feel like, oh, why say anything, right? Like, and anyway, but I get those kind of comments on here. So on Blue Sky, somebody made a comment about how my face grosses them out. Why don't I lose some weight? They feel bad for my husband for him having to have to close his eyes and think about somebody else every time I crawl on top of him. That was the comment. I'm like, wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, okay. And so I'm like, okay, thanks. Same to you. I mean, these kinds of things, like they amuse me. It's like, to make a comment like that, like both of these comments are the same to me. Whether you make a comment, oh, I think you're beautiful, or I think you're you're gross. Like when you're talking about my appearance, both of those comments have equal weight to me. They're just like, why, right? Like there's no comment about content. There's no comment about um oh, well, it's interesting to hear somebody think about that. I think about that too, but I don't talk about it. Like there's so many other kinds of comments that could be made besides just like comments about physical appearance, which, you know, in largest extent is something that's like not um controllable, right? Like I don't do all kinds of extravagant things to try to alter my appearance, right? Um, I put a little bit of color in my hair. I get eyelash extensions, and I have a tattoo on my back, right? Like those are my big altering things, right? And I don't have any plans of getting any more tattoo work. Um, so it's just interesting. But the nice thing about this comment um, that came yesterday is it directly speaks to something that, um, I have had issue with, and that is the appearance of my face in particular after the last attack. I wrote a three-part article about it, and that's why I went through going to Laser Away and spending all that money for ended up being nothing, right? Trying to correct what was most obviously altered after being attacked. So what am I talking about? I got stuck with a needle by a transgender guy. So meaning a person who was born biologically female and was transitioned. It looked medically, like they'd been going through hormone treatments and things, um, to male. And I was stuck with a needle by this person. I don't know. I've never seen this person before. I only saw this person like once or twice after, and I don't know who they are, and I haven't seen them in a couple years now because this happened a couple of years ago. So when I was out in public, I was out roller skating, and this person came up on roller skates and stuck me with a needle in my left ass cheek while roller skating. And um I didn't feel weird like in that moment other than I was kind of like surprised, shocked, like surprised, like, oh my God, somebody just stuck me with a needle. Like, um, and, a little incensed and angry by that. But over the next couple days, I really didn't feel well. And over the next couple weeks after that, there were changes that happened in my body. So it was like in the weeks after that that my neck started to really loosen and fall. I'm 46, so I'm not young, and I'm not like saying, "Oh my God, I'm so mad because I look old now." That's not what this is. I mean, I accept the aging process, but this was something that was a result of being stuck with this needle. And also, there was fat redistribution in my on my body, and I was watching the shape of my body change. And this, like I said, I didn't feel well, and this happened just in the weeks directly after being stuck with this needle. And then I started growing hair in some places that I don't grow hair, like, and I had hair fall out of my head as well at that time, which has largely grown back in since then. And I haven't been stuck with any more needles. So I suspect that this person stuck me with a dose of male hormone. That's what I suspect was in that needle, and who the hell knows what else. But while hair has grown back on my head, um, I still have some other, like, the fat has not gone back to where it used to be in my shape, and my neck is still like I see in my face it doesn't look the same. My face isn't shaped the same as it used to be. And um that upsets me. Um because because it happened as a result of somebody doing something to me, not as a natural process of aging. You know what I mean? So it's like every time I look in the mirror, it's like I am reminded of having been attacked. And so that's why I had attempted to do some aesthetic changes. I went to Laser Way and I had some cool sculpting done, which I think made it worse because now I'm shaped even a little weirder around my midsection than I was before. And then the treatment that they did on my neck that was supposed to tighten it back up didn't do anything, and it was expensive, right? So I wrote this three-part article, and that ran in my magazine. And um, oh, I think this is a good opportunity, a good opening for redistributing this article because, like, you know, raising awareness of violent attack, which happens. And I'm not saying that I think all transgender people are vicious criminals, because I don't believe that at all. But this person is, who did this to me, and I was abused socially for talking about it, right? I was banned on Twitter for talking about this because they said me talking about a trans person committing a crime against me was hate speech. So, like, I don't understand how that works, right? Like, I did not seek this person out and harass them. This person, who I don't even know, came after me and stuck me with a needle. And it's like, well, how did you know who I was, and why did you come after me? And, like, why did you pick me out? Like, what was this all about? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But it wasn't the only time that I was attacked at this roller skating rink either. So, um, I do believe it was personal. It's in this place is in the neighborhood where my business is now. Yeah. Anyway, this person yesterday who made this comment, it's like, "Yo, thank you for noticing, because I agree. My face upsets me as well, and I have tried to fix it, but, like, I don't want to go spending tons of money on treatments that might make things worse, right?" But yeah, I agree. I agree. My face grosses me out too, because every time I look at it, I think I am reminded of being attacked, and what I used to look like and what I look like now, and they're not the same. So yeah, so I'm going to re-release that article. I'm going to put it together into like a separate little thing and re-release that article. Yeah, because people should be aware of such crime, and also be aware that Laser Away is a huge fucking ripoff. Oh my god, huge ripoff. Don't do it. So, public service announcement. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The gallery looks really nice with the Christmas decorations in there, and with the reorganization that I've done. Yeah, it looks really good. It really does. It really, 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 really does. So when the tree comes down, I've also ordered a new display rack for the jewelries, because I think I want to take the curtain down. I think I'm going to take that down. It cuts the space a little bit too much. I've also been thinking about, like, what I'm going to be doing to display, because I'm thinking about my next couple series of paintings too, um, during through the winter. I'm just going to work on garments, but then once spring comes, once Lent is here, I'll be working on a new series of paintings, and you know just looking at the space and taking down what's up, and then rehanging with new work, and what all is going to have to be moved around and where, and thinking about that. Yeah. So, and also I've been thinking about the lighting, because we have to replace the lighting that's in there. It's not adequate for lighting all of the artwork that's in the space, number one. And number two, fluorescent lights give me a headache. Right now, it hasn't been too much of a problem, because I haven't been working too frequently in the evening, when the fluorescent light is more concentrated. So there's big windows in there, so like during the day, the natural light diffuses the fluorescent light and balances it. So it's not so much of a problem. But when I start feeling an issue during the day, I can turn off the lights that are directly above me. and the space is still relatively well lit. Um, but I need directional lighting for displaying the artwork. I want to put in track lighting and possibly a ceiling fan. Um, so, when we do that, then there's some paintings that I want to, some things I want to rearrange. The one big painting, the Devilfish painting, want to suspend high up, and I think it needs to be displayed high up, like for a permanent home for it. I think a good place would be someplace like some sort of institutional setting that has a really big high wall that it can be, because it's a huge painting. It's 16 foot long. It's a huge painting, and it has and the image that's on it is large, right? It's not like a big painting with lots of, you know, it's not like it's the Garden of Earthly Delights or you know Dante's Inferno or any of these other large paintings that have all kinds of small detailing that you need to get up to see real close. Like it's not that kind of painting. It's a big painting with large detail. So it really does need. I think it would read best to be up high so you can stand back and really take in the piece at once. So right now it's up on blocks up against the window wall, but there's one space like above my workstation. It will fit perfectly. It's 16 feet from wall to wall there. So that painting will fit perfectly suspended from the ceiling up there. So once we get but I can't put it up there right now because of the fluorescent lights. So once we replace the fluorescent lights, then I can hang that painting up there, and then deal with display of new works along the window wall, because that's a huge space to not use, right? To like not have work. And there are constraints because I've been told I'm not allowed to like put curtains on the windows, right? And that's fine. I don't need to. It's a big tall window, but you know, without putting without putting some sort of covering over the window, then the backing of any artwork that goes up can be seen through the window, and it's not aesthetically pleasing from the outside. During the day, it's not so much of a problem because there's reflective film, but at night it is. There's a reflective finish on the windows, so during the day, it's not like you can see in readily, right? Unless you get up real close and whatever. Um, but at night, if the lights are on, you can see in. That's like the spaces. It's a fishbowl. Um, so in order to use that wall for artwork display, I need to do some sort of treatment over the windows. And I don't really want to cover the windows because the windows provide light. And so it's a matter of figuring out how to or devising a way to hang works in front of the windows, suspended from the ceiling, with space so that light can come through. But even in that case, there has to be something that the backs of the works have to be finished, or there needs to be some sort of display thing hanging. And so I was thinking of like lightweight, making like lightweight frames that then have some sort of lightweight fabric, like maybe burlap or something, stretched over them, right? That um, I can then adhere works onto. So I was thinking, like, if I do a series of works on paper, or I have a bunch of works on paper that can then be adhered easily onto that burlap, whether it's through some sort of like clips or Velcro on the back or pins, or I don't know. It depends on the work. Um, Temporary matting. Just thinking about exhibition, in this space, in this particular given space. And I don't like having paintings that are unrelated super close to each other. Like paintings that I have exhibited right now from the Dreamscapes, I have all the paintings up, and they're too close to me, together for my taste. Like, um, really, 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 if I were dressing this museum gallery style. Instead of this being my workspace and having everything that I make there, the space would only exhibit those paintings, right? Everything else would be out of there. And it would just have those paintings. But, you know, not a perfect world, right? No, no, it's not. Yeah, but this is what I was spending yesterday thinking about. Yeah, this and that article that I wrote, and this person who really thought that they were getting me. Just like, okay. You know, reality is that there is I can't there's probably nothing that they can say to me that I haven't already heard said either to me or to one of my family members. A lot of fat women in my family. And over the years, I've heard cousins, uncles, grandfathers say really awful things to the fat women in my family, right? And I've had awful things said to me only on a couple occasions by family members because when I was younger, I was much thinner. But there were comments that were made by my father's father to me about my weight that were at the time very, very hurtful as a young woman. But it's like I've listened to these things be said, and I've listened to older women in my family, have their comebacks or whatever. And I've also had really, really awful things said to me or said around me. I've always had mostly guy friends, and some of those guy friends were really raunchy. And a couple in particular, and the one has a daughter now. Well, two of them that said some of the worst things I've heard say the worst things have daughters, and I just think about that. I'm like, I wonder if you ever think about the things you said to and around me when you're looking at your little girl. Wonder about it, but I've heard. Trust me, and we're not even talking about the things that I have said to myself, right? Like, so it's just interesting to me when somebody lashes out like that, like, what is that really about for them? What was truly what was it that was triggered inside of them? And they really, really thought that that was going to be a hurtful comment to me. And when I saw it, I was just like, oh, what a great opportunity. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, fat girl knows she's a fat girl. Come on. Come on. Right? Yeah. I feel bad for my husband. Yeah, I feel bad for my husband too. But for so many other reasons. That's like the least of the reasons why I feel bad for him. My fatness. My fatness is the least of why I feel bad for my husband. Seriously. Seriously. Besides, fat girl knows how to cook. And fat girl makes sure that he has clean clothes in his drawers, folded and put away. Right? I don't know. After 24 years, there's really not much more than that you need. Right? Just interesting. It's just interesting. It really is. But yeah, comments about my appearance, they just like, whether somebody's meaning it as a compliment or meaning it as a jab, either way, it's just kind of like, it doesn't do anything to me, either way. It's just like mildly irritating, like a gnat. Both of them, right? Anyway, yeah. Uh, Listen to Christmas music. I was listening to Christmas music yesterday for a while. Big old playlist of, I found a playlist of department stores Christmas music. That was kind of fun. Yeah. Yep. And I was listening to some rock and roll. I have this playlist called Decades of Rocking Out, and it's rock from like that covers like 4 or 5 decades. It's like 50 years of rock and roll, right? All the way back from to, Jerry Lee Lewis and earlier than that, some blues and things, and then all the way up through, I'd say early 2000s. I don't think I have anything real contemporary on there, but I guess through the 90s, right? So is that late 40s through the 90s? That's like 50 years, 40, 50 years of rock and roll music. There's some fun stuff on there. It comes up. There's a whole bunch of rockabilly on there. And I really like rockabilly music. It's fun. Rockabilly music is fun. It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, rock and roll. Some Lemmy Kilmister on there. Some Ace of Spades, right? The Ace of Spades. I know I'm gonna lose and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't wanna live forever. And don't forget the Joker. Yeah, it's a good song. It is. Mm-hmm. I got L7 on that list. Oh, yeah. L7 shit list. Bricks are heavy, bitches. Bricks are heavy. Yeah. I got some Elvis Costello on there. I got some Roy Orbison on there. I got Stray Cats on there. I got Dire Straits. I got Clutch. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Deep Purple. I got some AC/DC on there. I got all kinds of stuff. Rocking through the decades. So I said, rock and roll, baby, rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Hey now, do it all again. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Spirit shine, three-piece suit. Yeah, that's a good song. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I finished my tea here. Get showered and dressed. Gonna make an egg sandwich. Oh my god, yesterday we ate burritos. I went and got burritos. It was supposed to be breakfast. And I didn't, I just got a regular burrito because it was close. It was like brunchy time, like 11 o'clock, right? That burrito, I was so full. I didn't eat anything until late last night. Then after that, I made, I used finished off the egg salad from yesterday for me and the sardine salad for Omar, and we each got half a sandwich. Oh, but I dropped when I pulled because I toasted the rye bread. I toasted it, and one side I put cheese. When I pulled mine out, like I made Omar's sandwich and set it aside. Then when I pulled out mine, my side of toast with the cheese on it, I dropped it on the floor. So I had an open face sandwich. This is fine. Fat girl doesn't need 2 pieces of bread, right? Fat girl only needs 1 piece of bread. And Brody came in and I said, Brody, look, it's your lucky day. You got toasted cheese toast. And he like looked at it and he looked at me. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating that. It felt cheese side down. So Brody got half of my sandwich. Brody got half of my sandwich. Anyway, whatever, fat girl.